Good afternoon, good morning, Isabelle. Thank you for joining us. We are launching this QS discussion, and today we wanted to talk about the double degree that ESSEC and TEPR are launching. So the first question we had for you is, how did this partnership between your two institutions come to be? What were your initial ideas?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for the opportunity to talk about this very exciting dual degree that we just launched, and in general, the partnership that we're establishing between our two institutions. Really, I actually started my career at ESSEC quite some time ago. So I spent 4 years at ESSEC as an assistant and then an associate professor of finance. And I'm actually now a member of the ESSEC International Advisory Board. And I've been on that board for quite some years. So it's been a real privilege actually to continue to be involved with ESSEC and to advise ESSEC to the best of my ability. The reason why we started talking about this partnership was really because our two institutions are two top institutions in different areas of the world, and we thought that we had a really good fit between our two institutions. So our initial ideas were to leverage the strength of our two institutions by providing more international opportunities to our students and foster collaboration, foster innovation, cross-cultural exchange, and in general, excellence in business education.
Thank you. Vincenzo?
Yes, thanks a lot for having us with you today. Indeed, I support all that Isabelle said. And you see, when we establish partnership, there is of course, excellence was extremely important. Excellence of the contents, excellence of the delivery mode, and the two institutions are very known worldwide for that. But also there is an element related to the relevance, what is needed by the young generations in terms of training, so that the multicultural dimension of the program, the interdisciplinarity dimension of the program was very, very relevant to us, and we believe that is very relevant also in the way that the leaders in the business world train themselves. And also it's a matter of teams working together. So there have been high-level discussion to work together between the teams. There was also TEPR colleagues visiting our campus in ESSEC Asia Pacific in Singapore. And the whole objective was really to provide a more in-depth experience for our students, both for our students at the ESSEC Business School and for the students at the TEPR Business School. So this was those were the initial ideas.
Thank you. There is already a lot of different offers of double degree between French and US institutions. How is this partnership different? Vincenzo?
Yes, again, it goes to the complementarity because it's between our Master in Management and the Master of Science in Business Analytics of TEPR. And I think that the multicultural dimension of the program is extremely important. Interdisciplinarity is extremely important. And also to try to train leaders that are both deep in what they learn, specialize in the specific areas of interest to them, but also have a wide understanding of the issues. So being both specialized, then having a more holistic view of what is going on. And this is related to what they learn in the classrooms, but also in the experience they get, both in France and the United States. This is extremely important for their both, I would say, development from the academic point of view, but also the development as human beings and transforming themselves as leaders. And with respect to that, also I would say the complementarity of teaching in the two institutions was quite unique.
Thank you, Isabelle.
Yeah, I'll talk maybe a little bit more about Tepper and what we do here, you actually have the branding right behind me. It's not a virtual branding. It's actually a giant sticker on the wall behind me, which is, I think, pretty cool. So when I started here almost 3 years ago, I worked on the branding of the school and trying to find something that would be very true to what the school is about. And we came up with the intelligent future, the fact that we're data informed and human driven, and that's the balance between the data and humanity, which of course with AI right now is becoming more and more important. And this word intelligent refers both to artificial and human intelligence and how we can balance these two. Within our program, of course, in MSBA, which is in business analytics, there's a lot of more quantitative approach to business problem solving, but we still keep that balance between the data and the human decision making. And I think that with the general knowledge that the students will have in management from the MEME program in ESSEC, it will be, just like Vincenzo have mentioned, very complementary learning for the students, and should actually be incredibly beneficial to the students. So this is a unique offering that we're going to launch, and we're really, really excited about it.
Thank you so much. And concretely, what do you think it will bring to each of your institutions? Because you have a lot of dual programs. So what will this offer specifically bring to each of your institutions? Isabelle?
Sure. So there's different aspects here. The first one is really the international exposure with ESSEC footprint in 3 different continents, and for us actually being more based in the US, but also with a footprint in Qatar as well. Although it's not for the master's program, it's really at the undergraduate level. We have the opportunity to leverage this international exposure and bring to the students more opportunities there. The other piece I would say is the brand awareness. By adding our brands of 2 very prestigious institutions, we're really hoping that the brand awareness worldwide for both institutions is going to increase.
Thank you. Vincenzo?
Yes, I would start from where Isabelle ended, which is the brand. I think more transatlantic impact for our brands. I think this is a major, I would say, asset of this partnership for our institutions, but also wider and deeper international experience for our students, because of course, as business schools, so what is brought to our institution is not disentangled from what is brought to our students. They go together. Also, a larger employment catchment area for our graduates. It starts from internships, but then you can also go to the level of employment, and also beyond education. I believe that the fact that our faculties, respective faculties, will work together, this will most likely also provide future opportunities for joint research collaborations, because of course, faculty knowing each other to deliver education, it also implies sharing their expertise, their areas of research. So we might have future opportunities for joint research collaborations. And last but not least, also a more diverse student population, because diversity, inclusion, it's I would say common values for both institutions, and having students from one institution doing this dual degree in the other institution and vice versa, this can also provide contribution to a more diverse student population.
Thank you. Both ESSEC and Tepper School of Business have their own distinct and prestigious reputation in the field of business education. The question here is, do you think that this dual degree is going to make you rethink your international approach, or is it going to be a new way for each school to actually create international partnership and focus more on dual program? Then I'm sure you have dozens of international partners. So is that going to be a new thing for each institution?
I can start if you wish. The students are increasingly looking for co-branded academic experiences to have a broader vision. The multicultural dimension is extremely important. Also, there is an institutional culture also, because there is the culture of a country, of a region of the world, but also there is the culture of an organization that is important. So experiencing different schools also allows students to have wider horizons. So students search for more and more for co-branded academic experiences. So this partnership serves also this market. Instead, what I would say is that it's not necessarily the number of partnerships you have. I think that is what is very important is the depth of the relationship. I think it's not really worth increasing one more partnership and then a second one, a third and fourth and fifth. Of course, there are both schools have various partnerships, but I think the depth of the relationship is extremely important. Growing reputation also of providing students the international experience to start them off on international careers. I was saying before, I think it's extremely important for students. Another point is the impact, because when we refer to education, of course, it's sharing more knowledge, taking advantage of two faculty bodies is extremely important, complementary experiences. But at the end of the day, I think nowadays students search for more impact, and experiencing different institutions in different regions of the world on different topics actually allows them to understand better what kind of impact they can have, to measure it also in a different way. So it's both related, I would say, to reputation and impact.
Thank you, Vincenzo. Isabelle?
Yeah, I agree really with everything that Vincenzo just said. I think that on the Tepper side, I'm really excited to have further international reach, and you know, it's all about the quality of the partnerships, and being able to partner with ESSEC is a really good fit for us, and is expanding our reach actually not only to Paris, but to France, but also to Singapore, to Asia through Singapore, and to Africa through Morocco. So we're excited about the opportunities that we're going to have in these directions.
Thank you. So we mentioned a lot about this transatlantic partnership. I'm sure there was a lot of challenge, but also opportunities in creating such a globally intertwined academic experience. Could you maybe give us a vision of what challenges you faced and the opportunities that also you saw while building it? Yeah, Isabelle, sorry.
Yeah, so what challenges you mean in terms of setting up this program, or what challenges going forward?
So you have accreditation, so you must have overcome, I think, a lot of challenges while building it. So what kind of challenges were you expecting? What kind of challenges you got, and maybe how you overcame these challenges and opportunity that raised from it?
Yeah, really nothing major in terms of challenges, but going forward, I would say that when we have these international agreements, we just need to be very careful with the timing for students to be able to get their visa in one location or the other. So that's something we'll have to manage, but I don't see that as a challenge because we do that all the time. We have a lot of international students anyway. Right now, we're exploring further opportunities. So we have this dual degree program, but we also have an MOU that is higher level that includes a 2-week executive education program that would be focusing on luxury business. So, ESSEC is very well known, and I'll let Vincenzo talk about that, for its expertise in the luxury business. And we would be teaching here at Tepper the analytics part. And then we're looking at exchange programs with students to study in the different ESSEC campuses in France, in Singapore, and Morocco, and as well as on the Tepper campus here in Pittsburgh. And we're looking at study abroad programs, so leveraging the different campuses in the different locations with study abroad programs. So these are kind of the opportunities that we're seeing for what can be done further in the future.
Thank you, Isabelle. Vincenzo?
Yes, I agree with Isabelle, and to build a little bit on what she was saying. I think we don't see many challenges on this program in terms of meeting requirements or whatever, because I think both Isabelle and myself are very grateful to our respective teams that have been working, discussing, collaborating a lot. Because of course, it's when you have two institutions that work together, sometimes there is different organizational culture of the institutions. But then at the end of the day, it's always people who make the difference within organizations, and our teams really get along very nicely. So I've solved all the technicalities that needed to be solved. So we don't really see challenges. On our side, it's also ensuring a coherent student admission process, student profile, because we need to be comfortable. Our students need to be comfortable with the strong tech and math focus at Tepper. So this is extremely important for us to really have make sure that the time spent on this program for them is highly successful. And then when you build partnerships across institutions, what is important is to build on each other's strengths. And exactly what Isabelle was saying, ESSEC is a French business school, but I define it as a world school with French roots. And within the French roots, of course, our expertise in the luxury domain, in the broad sense, is something that is very well known. We are very well known for that. So joining strengths and specificities of the different school also allow us to go beyond this dual degree and exploring development of programs, exchanging students, developing programs in extended education, where we can join specificities of both schools and actually go to the market with a unique proposition that has a specific value that actually can build on our respective strengths. It's specific expertise, but it's also, as Isabelle was saying, for instance, the presence of ESSEC in 3 continents, in Asia Pacific, specifically in Singapore, or in Africa, in Rabat. Of course, our presence with specific campuses and local anchorages in different areas of the world is also something that actually our partnership can benefit from.
And to jump back on what you just said, Vincenzo, what strategies are in place to fully integrate the learning environments and culture of both ESSEC and Tepper in such a short time frame for the benefit of the students in the dual degree program?
Yeah, I can start, Isabelle, if you want. If you take our master in management, which is master in management, seems to be a standard generalist program in management, but there is a specificity of ESSEC, which is the flexibility. The program is very much personalized and flexible. This has been really part of our DNA for the master in management. What does that mean? It means that even for our students, which are master students, so they are quite young, they develop their sense of responsibility. They have to make choices. They work with our teams to build their own programs. For instance, if you take the 2 years of the master program of this MIM, which is the part related to our collaboration with Tepper, they have more than 70% of their curriculum that is open to choices and they have to co-build with the school. So this actually allows to position the professional experience or the international experience or the choice of a chair, of a track at different places during their journey at ESSEC. And this then allows to really grasp as much as we can, for instance, of the international dimension, of the multicultural dimension of the program with TEPR at different stages of their career.
So on the side of TEPR, the students from ESSEC will join the MSBA program as any other student in the MSBA program. So it is a very short program. It's a 2 semesters program, and they will not be different from any other student, except for the fact that they will have a dual degree at the end. But in terms of their experience here, they will be part of the regular cohort of the MSBA students. So the experience will be very integrated with the life on campus, and there'll be a regular part of our MSBA program like any other, which means that they will participate in orientation before the start of the program, and they will have exactly the same experience than all of the other students. So that's if they'll have the ability to come first year or second year of their MEM program. So we will advertise these opportunities for our existing MSBA students to complete a MEM at ESSEC, of course, if they're admitted into ESSEC as well, and the other way around. So it's going to be very flexible on both sides.
Thank you. You both mentioned multinational, but at the moment we hear more and more about sustainability. As your students will be 1 year in each country, they will have to travel a lot. Do you have that in mind when creating this offer?
Yeah, that's a really good point. They're not going to go back and forth, right? They're going to be 1 year in one country, another year in another country. So there's not a lot of back and forth travel during the time of the program. You know, as we explained earlier, they will be able to begin to start their dual degree program at either location. So unless they want to travel on their own choosing, that program will not require a lot of back and forth traveling. But you're absolutely right. You know, sustainability is, of course, an important topic and a main concern for all of our students. So I'm really hoping that they will limit their travels as much as they can.
Thank you, Vincenzo.
Yes, I'm very much aligned with Isabelle. Just to say that this actually is fully inscribed also in the current student mobility policy that we have at ESSEC, where the idea is really to reduce the number of travels and have longer stays on one site. Because if you take the Sustainable Development Goals, we know that within the 17 SDGs, of course, there are quite a few of them related to the environment. There is also one which is related to the peace, which implies, according to me, that really people meet, populations exchange, and we know what's happening in other regions of the world. So what we've done at ESSEC, we have launched the new, I would say, sustainable students mobility policy, also because we have campuses on 3 continents, where the objective is not stop traveling, because I think that we wouldn't do a good job for the peace in the world and understanding of civilizations and people having conversations, while making traveling sustainable, again, reducing the number of travels once we go somewhere, staying there for a longer period. And when we, for instance, we travel within Europe, we even provide financial support for students so that they use trains instead of using airplanes and so forth. So I think it's which of course makes traveling more complex, but this is the engagement we need to have about sustainability.
Thank you very much, Vincenzo. The last question I had for the two of you is: the dual degree program integrates management knowledge from ESSEC, MEM, and analytic skills from TEPR MSBA. Can you elaborate on how this combination of skills is specifically tailored to meet the demands of today's rapidly evolving business landscape? Vincenzo?
Yeah, I think it's very much about complementarity, having access to teaching, but also research expertise that will help the students access this changing landscape is extremely important. It goes back to training what I like to call T leaders, again, specialized, but also having an holistic vision of the challenges in the world. And this is also what we do for 100% of our students. You see, we have chosen at ESSEC 3 thematic pillars for our strategy. One is sustainability, but also both sustainability and social transition. The other one is artificial intelligence, data and technology. The third one is entrepreneurship and innovation, creativity. And those are topics that should not be confined to students who get specialized in these topics, but every leader that actually goes to a training in our schools needs to be somehow confronted with these topics and trained on these topics. So complementarity and transdisciplinarity, I think, is a key for any school. And the way we are collaborating with TEPR goes full into that direction. Also, because at the end of the day, the students that will graduate from this program, they will have to be decision makers and taking decisions nowadays, taking into account all the challenges, the uncertain times that companies, organizations are going. It doesn't matter what country, what sector they will be working in. Is extremely important. They have this broad vision, and they do that also on a global scale.
Thank you, Vincenzo. Isabelle?
So I think I'm going to repeat some of the things that have been said already, but by joining forces, we're really going to position our students for a truly global experience. And as Vincenzo explained very well, it is really important to help them navigate the complexities of this interconnected world. Things are becoming more and more complex, and the students need to really understand that complexity at a deeper level. And there's no better way to understand that than by traveling and by having experiences in different countries. The curriculum itself at TEPR is teaching a balance of data and human decision making. And with our brand, The Intelligent Future, it's all about making decisions that are, again, data-informed and human-driven. With this partnership, Vincenzo mentioned that several times, it's really about the academic collaboration and the student exchanges, but it's also about in the academic collaboration, it's also about the opportunity for our professors to meet and start collaborations at a different level, which is the level of the creation of knowledge at the research level. And that's something that we're hoping with time will come as we're developing these partnerships.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you both for your time today. It was lovely to hear about this dual degree program. Thank you, QS, and have a lovely day.
Thank you so much. Have a great day too.
Bye-bye.
Good afternoon. Bye-bye.